was in high school, I think I began to realize that a lot of things interested me in the arts. And I was starting to use my hands to make things. I was knitting. I'm kind of like a doer. And so when I started to do poetry, it was because I couldn't think of all the things I wanted to do. And I wanted to say things that I couldn't actually say in prose. And I have written stories and I seem to jump a lot. So poetry is kind of like jumping from thought to thought to thought. And so I use poetry when my feelings are just so strong that I have to actually put them down into poetry form. When I was reading a lot to my children when they were young, I would read Dr. Seuss and other poets. There was Robert Louis Stevenson, Now We Are Six. I just loved those rhythms, and I loved having the idea of making my communication rhythm. So I guess that's where I ended up writing poetry, and it just seems to come together for me sometimes. It doesn't come together all the time. I wake up in the morning and I've got a poem in my head, and things like that happen, or I'd write it down and I revise it 3 times and then it's set.
Thank you, Daryl. Maybe you can share some of your poetry, one poem at least.
Okay, I have a poem here that has what grammar calls ellipsis. And that's when we put in a ... which means that there's actually something left out, but it's a space holder. And we sometimes know already what should be in those ... ellipsis. So I'm going to read the ... with my poem here. It's called Rejected Ideology. Too worshipful ... not in the world enough. Too English ... not intercultural enough. Too French ... not multicultural enough. Too smart ... street smarts and book smarts. Too artsy ... not enough beige. Too many descendants ... not enough money to go around. Too theological ... theism is dangerous, not enough atheism. Too wifey ... not enough feminism. Too quiet ... not enough anarchy ... no voice. Too afraid ... not enough empowerment. No safe places if God is invited. Too overcommitted ... not enough vacations. Too old ... someone needs your job. Too lazy ... not fast enough. Too self-absorbed ... not a critical thinker. Not careful enough. Too analytical ... or not analytical enough, at least not for a decent health plan. Merely 3 dots hold my identity all together. God, 3 in 1, shaped in me ... or rather, a trinity outside a material world he formed for me, with enough space ... to make us feel welcome. I have written that because rejection, it has, for our identity, it has a God-given limit. And I'm really, really thankful for that God-given limit. Our ideology can actually be related to the things that are invisible. And we don't see God, but he sees us. We have this space that is connecting us to him. And when I feel like my identity is kind of ambiguous, well, there's this placeholder, a placeholder called an ellipsis, a dot, dot, dot. I don't think I'll share another poem, but I'll let others share theirs, which I'm interested to hear. I'm really excited about this. Thank you.